Hi, Higgy. It's good to see you. Thank you for the time. Higgy, you have a really new rotation, right? Like a lot of new additions, just lots of changes. What is the number one thing to do in this spring as a catcher when you have all these new guys?
Well, I think the most important thing is to talk to the guys because I mean you can catch the bullpen and I mean we should all be catching everyone's bullpens and be able to see what they throw and how it moves. But I think the most important thing is to talk to the guys and figure out like how they like to sequence their pitches and where to set up and what they like to go to in big spots or whatever. So I think we've signed some guys that have some pretty darn good track records in the past. So it's important for us to learn what makes them the best.
What makes them the best? Have you learned anything about it?
I'm learning.
Yet?
I'm learning. I'm in the
process. Thank you. Thank you, Higgy.
Take another question from Susan Waldman. Susan, please unmute.
Higgy, after last year, it was such a tough year and it ended so quickly. When you got home and started to think of the whole year, what did you think about? What were your feelings about the strangeness of the year and how quickly it all ended?
Well, first of all, I think we were lucky to just be out there last year. I think all of us, players, coaches, staff, we were grateful for the opportunity just to play a season. And past that, obviously, it was disappointing to not accomplish our goal of winning the World Series. The past few years, it always stings pretty bad to get knocked out of the playoffs, no matter what. This year I think we got a really good shot. We got a great looking team, so I'm pretty excited.
We can take another from Eric Boland. There you go, Eric.
Sorry about that, Higgy. With Brett Gardner being back in the organization, what does he mean to your clubhouse?
It's huge. I mean, Gardy's always been one of my favorite teammates. So I think just the leadership and the experience that he provides is going to be really vital to us. Guys like that are just such a great role model for guys coming up. He's just the ultimate professional. He plays really hard, works really hard off the field. He sets a great example for guys coming up. So I think it's really important to have a guy like him.
Thank you, Kyle.
We can take another from Brian Hoke.
I have no interest in that.
Hey, Kyle. Wondering if you've had a chance to work with Corey Kluber or Jameson Taillon, any of the new guys, what you've thought being behind the plate for them?
I caught Taillon the other day. He looked really good. I was really impressed. The fastball was jumping out of his hand and breaking balls looked good. And, I was like, I'm pretty excited to see what he can do this year.
Can you tell that he's all the way back from surgery? And obviously he's had a lot of injuries in his past.
Yeah. I don't know what he looked like in the past, but what he looks like now, it looks really good. So I'm very excited.
Cool. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Sweetie Murdy, go ahead. Please unmute.
Hey, good to see you. The players don't make out the lineup. The manager and the coaches do. So how do the players ward off awkwardness in your case with Gary Sanchez based on how last season ended and what we might, be looking at this year if you are catching Garrett or at whatever circumstance arises like that? How do you and Gary handle that together?
I think we just, we don't really talk about it that much. I think we have a very professional mindset where, we're willing to do whatever it takes to make this team successful. So whatever role I'm put in, that the manager thinks that is going to give us the best chance to win. I think, that's what we're happy for.
And if I can ask you again, going back to what you were talking about last season, you guys endured a certain set of rules because you had a very short season to get through. Does it feel more difficult having to try to maintain that over the course of an 8-month season now instead of a 2-month season?
I think, they're a little more familiar now to us because we're a little used to them, the protocols and whatnot. So I think it'll be, easier to weather a full season with the protocols, and hopefully things get better as we go along too. So I think we're all this time around much more prepared to deal with it.
Lindsay Adler, you have the next question. Please unmute.
Hey, Kyle. A couple of years ago, you said that you had picked up throwing BioCare balls to sort of improve your arm strength behind the plate. Is there anything new like that you worked on this off season, either in consultation with Tanner or something that you just thought that you wanted to tune up before coming into spring?
I don't think really anything that specific. I think last year defensively, I was in a really good spot, all receiving, throwing, and blocking. So it's always just about when you're in a good spot and you're playing well. I think it's about making little fine adjustments here and there to potentially give you that extra 1 or 2% improvement, rather than really trying to change too much. So it's more just we're fine tuning things a little bit.
Take a final question from Brendan Cuddy.
Hey, Kyle. The way things ended last year, does that give you more confidence going into this season? Or do you just approach it like every other year, just considering the success and considering essentially the job was yours, in the playoffs last year?
Well, I mean, from a personal standpoint, the fact that I played well down the stretch, that always gives you confidence going into the next season, because that's what you're capable of. So, essentially that's the level that I should be able to reach, if not more. But as far as like my role goes, I'm not going into the season under any assumptions or whatever. I'm just, first and foremost focused on making the team out of spring, and then after that, I'm just going to play my best baseball, and whatever happens.
Thank you.